recording, and
now, Journey to Success with Pete Asmus. Tonight, mindset to action steps and everything in between. We are about you, focusing on what you need to get to that next level. So get ready, get excited, because we are about to get started. From coast to coast, your host, Pete, the visionary pitbull, Asmus.
all right. Hey guys, I want to welcome everybody to tonight's show. We are on Journey to Success. It is a Wednesday as opposed to a normal Sunday. Today's date is, I believe, the 11th, right? Isn't that the 11th? I usually check the 12th, March 12th. And tonight's topic is going to be living a solution-based or a solution-driven life. And I really think that this is one of the biggest keys, man, because so many times we get wrapped up in what won't work. We get wrapped up in what doesn't what's going to inhibit us from getting from moving forward. We get so bent on what isn't going to work that we can't see a solution. We're not even looking for this solution. In fact, all we're now doing is trying to see what doesn't work so that I can point that out and show you how this isn't a good idea. And so what I'm going to challenge you guys to do this week is start living a solution driven life. Meaning when you get a problem, when you have a challenge, anything, that you start looking for the solutions in it. Stop looking for all the issues and start looking for all the solutions. Look for the reasons that it will work. Look for the reasons and the resources that you have that you can actually solve the problem instead of consistently looking at things that are bad and that don't work. And it just kills me. So the main point of tonight is really going to be about taking your life back. All right. And really taking control of it. So I'm excited about what we're going to be doing tonight. I know it's a different night. I know it's a weeknight. So I'm really going to do my best to keep this thing within an hour. That being said, let's get started so I don't get sidetracked right off of the bat. Also, how is everybody else doing? If you guys have any questions, make sure that you ask them over here in the question log right there on the side. The second, that's good, Mike. So 2th, second. I don't need English lessons from you, bud, for sure at this point, because I suck and I know that that's wrong. All right. So what does that mean? Solution driven life. We've already talked about that, right? Let's get into a little bit about who we are. This series is based on books that I've written. The first series that we did in Journey to Success was Force Your Dreams into Reality. Then the next series, this one right here, is Questions Are the Key to Unlocking Your Reality. Because when it comes down to it, the questions that you ask yourself are really the basis for all the decisions that you make. You believe what you believe because of the questions that you ask yourself. When you're presented with a question, when you're presented with a challenge, when you're presented with an opportunity, the types of questions that you ask yourself show you what you think you can do. Because if I say to you, hey, there's an opportunity to get into this deal for $10,000, and the first thing you think is, I don't have $10,000. There's no way I'm going to be able to do it. That's not thinking right. Nobody ever said it had to be your $10,000. If you can find out, okay, well, what's the opportunity actually about? Let me find out some more information so that I can go and present it to somebody else and now act as a go-between. Maybe get the gap, right? Maybe you get a $500 finder's fee, or maybe you get $1,000 finder's fee. Who knows? But the reality is that people move towards connectors. They move towards people that have opportunities. So if you personally, I do not know why I'm having hiccups, man. I haven't even taken a drink yet. If you personally don't have opportunities, then go find somebody with opportunities and leverage off of them. Go find somebody with opportunities and help them market their opportunities. Help them, an affiliate program, different things like that, right? Get involved and show other people how you can help them so that you can learn what they're doing and you can in turn get helped. Does that make sense? It's all about, again, it really goes back to knowing your outcome. What do you want your outcome to be? Where do you want to be? Where do you really want your life? Clarity is power. We talked about that, I think, last week? Clarity is power. when you know where you want to go, getting there, man, it's a snap. Getting there is easy because you're crystal clear on what you want. But most of you aren't crystal clear. In fact, you're so dull you can barely stand it. I mean, it's what do you want out of life? Oh, I want to be rich. Okay, what does that mean? I just want to have a lot of money, man. Just, enough money that I never have to worry about anything. Okay, well, what does that mean? What does that mean? I don't know. And the reality is, you don't want to think about what that really means. Because what does that really mean? It means maybe you need to make $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 a month. And to you, that's like, woo, that's crazy, right? That's what you're thinking. You're thinking that man, is this
Oh
crazy?
my.
Right, right? I know that's crazy stuff. But the reality is, you guys think that making that kind of money is impossible. So you don't want to think about that because that seems unrealistic. So you just dream, right? I just want to make enough money that I don't have to worry about anything. Well, what's that number? I don't know. I don't want to think about it because if I actually thought about it, the number that would take is a number that I've never even come close to making. So how can I literally think that it's possible for me to do that if I've never even done it before? Right? That's really where the big question comes in. How am I going to do this if I've never done it before? And I'm going to answer that with this. There are plenty of people that haven't done things before. And there's always somebody that's a first. The reality is whoever wants it bad enough creates it, makes it, does it. There are two things in life. One, you are where you are because you chose to be here. That sucks, but it's the way it is. You chose to be where you are in life. Number two, nobody is going to get you where you want to go but you. You have to go make something happen. Two things, point blank. Number one, you're where you are because you chose to be there. Number two, if you don't like it, get up off your ass and move. Go somewhere different. Do something different. But it's you that has to do that, not anybody else. Nothing that I do is going to impact your life like things that you do. People that say, well, I want the magic pill. I want the smart pill. I want the this pill. I want the that pill. I want to lose weight fast. So I want a pill. I want to get, this fast. So I want the easy button. It doesn't exist. Stop looking for an easy button. Here, I'm going to show you. You want to know where the easy button is? Here's the easy button. Okay, I'm going to set it right over here. Now, are you ready? Oh, man, I'm sorry. I just launched it. Apparently, it's broken now. There's no more easy button. So what does that mean? That means that you are going to have to get up and go do it. That means that you have to go through the pain. Look, if I work out, I'm going to get in shape, not you. Stop trying to get in shape by somebody else working out for you. It's not going to work. That's not going to work to get you in shape. It's not going to work to make you a millionaire. It's not going to work to make you successful. It's not going to work to do anything except the people that are actually doing the work are going to get the benefit. If you want to start getting the benefit, get up off your ass and start doing the work. Get involved, get engaged, do it. Stop saying that, well, I don't have time. Well, I don't have this. I don't have that. There's this, there's that, there's this. There's always going to be a problem. And let me tell you, as you start creating more success, the problems don't go away. You don't have less problems. You have it almost more. And now, see, and that's the thing. If somebody were to hand you $1,000,000, you think that, oh my God, my life would be set. It wouldn't be. First of all, you'd freak out because you don't have any clue how to handle that kind of money. You don't know what to do. So you're going to just start buying a bunch of crap, right? Oh, I'm going to get a car. I'm going to get a house. I'm going to get this. I'm going to get that. And all of a sudden, I promise you, a year goes by and poof, holy shit. Where did that $1,000,000 go? It's gone. It's gone. Well, okay. So then get another $1,000,000. Where can you get that $1,000,000 from? Oh, that's right. You won it. You didn't apply any kind of skill. It was given to you. You can't replicate that. You can't reinvent that. If you don't have other people that want to give you $1,000,000, you're done. So what does that mean? That means that you have to learn how to make $1,000,000. Well, that's impossible. It isn't impossible. There are plenty of people that do it every single year. So why are they different than you? Well, they're connections. Yep. That's pretty much it. I mean, I was going to say other things and then go, well, really it's connections. And I screwed up and said connections off the bat because typically people go, well, it's because of, they're smarter than me. Mm-mm. There's plenty of stupid people that made $1 million this year. Well, they've got more money to start with. There are people that have made it with no money. Well, they've got this. No, the one thing that they have, well, they have two things. One, they understood that where they are is a decision that they made and they chose to take responsibility and they chose to make it powerful. Okay. Number two, they chose that they didn't want to be there anymore and that they were willing to do whatever it takes to get the hell out. And I mean, whatever it takes. A lot of you guys go, hey, man, I'm willing to do whatever it takes. No, you're not. You're not. Stop saying that because you're not. You're willing to do whatever it takes as long as it's convenient. You're willing to do whatever it takes as long as it doesn't really interrupt your life. You're willing to do as whatever it takes as long as it doesn't make everybody around you upset. As long as you need to take that you need to take that phrase and do this. See ya. Launch it. That phrase, as long as, needs to be ripped. I mean, ripped from your vocabulary. Ripped. Because, look, I'm going to tell you right now, the fact is that you thinking that, hey, tomorrow's going to be different, this is going to happen, somebody's going to come save me, there's a prince coming down the road, I'm going to get saved by a white knight. I don't care what it is that you think that's some kind of fallacy, it's not happening. You have to get your ass up and go make something happen. You have to realize that where you are is where you wanted to be. That's the reality. It's where you wanted to be. And you're going to say, oh, it's not where I wanted to be. But it is. Because the decisions you've made, whether you can't say you didn't want to, well, I didn't make a decision. Well, that's like making a decision, right? Letting things happen to you. Same thing. It doesn't matter where you are. Until you take responsibility for being there, you have no power to change it. You have no power to leverage out of it. And stop running around looking for these cure-alls, these easy buttons. Realize that it's going to take work. It's going to take experience. It's going to take time. And you're going to have to put in over and over and over that's good. Well, at least Ivan's calling me while my webinar is happening. Over and over and over to make something happen. You've got to go out and go make it happen. You've got to get up and say, look, what do I want to do? And then start driving for it. You can do 100 different actions today. You can get up, you can get dressed, you can eat breakfast, you can eat dinner first, you can go down to the paper store, you could go to the library and read a book on, I don't know, anything. You could go to the beach if there's a beach around you. If there's not, obviously that'd be a little bit more difficult. If there isn't, you could go outside, you could go to the mountains, you could go wash your car, you could paint your house, you could paint your roof. There's so many different things that you could do. But the question is, where the hell do you want to be? Because here you are, all right? You're right here. And here's a big giant map, all right? Now, there's all kinds of things around here. There's success in money, there's success in relationships, there's success in family, there's success with you, there's this, there's that, right? There's all kinds of different things. And different steps you make will take you closer to those goals, okay? But here's the problem. You can't, and I hate that word, it is impossible to take a step north, south, east, and west at the same time. It's impossible. Impossible. There's no physical way for you to move forward and backwards, right and left at the same time. You can only move one direction. So the question is, what do you really want? That's going to be the real question. What do you really want? Because right now, I'll bet you're half-assing everything. Everything. You're not giving anything your full attention. You're not giving your business, your wife, your husband, your family, your kids, your parents, None of it is getting your full attention. You're basically kind of putting band-aids on everything. You're like that cartoon, right? You've got little tiny band-aids or wax, and you're running around, and there's this big giant wall with cracks coming through and leaks coming through, and you're just running around going ding, 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 and it's just constantly you're moving and taking care of this, and then taking care of that, and then taking care of this, and then taking care of that, but you're not really fixing anything. Does that make sense? So until, man, I swear this is such good information. If you guys don't understand what I'm saying, please re-listen to this over and over and over. Understand that I'm not being mean, I'm not being nasty or anything. I'm just being really honest with you right now. And I'm telling you what you need to hear. And it may not be what you want to hear, but it's what you need to hear. Because I'm going to tell you, when I had, man, when I had hard times in my life, and again, they still come at me. It's not like the hard times have left. I still have challenges every single day. And I'm like, are you kidding me right now? Like, how can this be happening to me as well? And then I think, okay, well, what's it? What's the reasoning? Like, what am I here to learn? Well, how is this an opportunity for me? How is this an opportunity for me? How is this an opportunity? And I will keep asking that question with more and more and more passion until I get that answer. Because eventually I'm going to answer that question. How is this an opportunity? You guys aren't doing that. You're not asking how something's an opportunity. And if you do, you go, how is this an opportunity? Fucking A, this isn't an opportunity. Holy shit, my life is ending. That's what you think. I don't go there. You may think that, hey, well, that's fine. You can be an ostrich, stick your hand in the head in the sand. It's not me sticking my head. It's not me literally ignoring what's happening. It's me focusing on what can work. Because here's what happens: emotion and passion can take you farther than knowledge, experience, or anything else can. Your drive, your ability, and belief that you can do it will take you farther than anything. And this is why I'm saying that, because so many times you guys start going through life, going after a strategy, going after a strategy, going after a strategy. It's not working. It's not working for you. You're going, it's not working. Fuck this, man. And you run away and you're like, this doesn't work. And the reality is, you have to keep digging at it. You have to keep moving through it. You have to keep focusing through what you're doing to reach that other side. You've got to, oh man, does this make sense to you guys at all? The fact that you have to stay focused. You have to stay just dialed in to what you want to do and where you want to go. Because once you cross over that, once you really get focused and clear on what your goal is, nothing ever will be able to get in your way. Nothing ever will be in the way of your goal. You won't allow it. And you're going to say to me, well, yeah, but I have a family. Look, I have a family too. I have a daughter with alopecia. I have a son that had brain cancer. I've been fired. I've started companies. I've done everything right and had somebody completely steal from me and crush the company and had to start over again. So I get it that there are roadblocks that are put in your life. I get it that your life is difficult. I get it that there are bad things that happen to you. But if you keep focusing on that, you're getting nowhere. It's not until you shift your focus and start looking at the good, start looking at the beautiful, start looking at the possibilities, right? And stop looking at what isn't there. Stop looking at what's preventing you from getting there. Does that make sense? Um anyways, a few of you guys have written back. All right, cool. Um Excellent. I'm glad that there's obviously more of you guys on now too. This is awesome. I know this is a different day. I'm getting a little crazy right now, which I don't typically do, but I'm really passionate about this idea that we're talking about right now, because the closer you get to success, the closer you get to where you want to be, the easier it is to turn around and walk away from it, because the stress level is going to increase. If you think your life is stressful now, wait till there are more people that rely on you to do what you do. Wait till there are employees that you have that depend on your business being successful for for their livelihood. That's stress. You're right now, your focus is you, right? And if you're single, your focus really is easy. It's just you, right? So when you say, well, I want it to be easier, I'm telling you right now, that's not something that's helpful to you. That's not something that's going to help you get where you want to go. What that's going to end up doing is it's going to end up hurting you. It's going to kneecap your business because when it's time to get up and go, you're not going to have a clue what to do. And when the pressure is laid on, you're going to completely fall apart. You're going to start crying like a 3-year-old because you have no clue how to handle the stress and the pressure that's going to happen. And you're going to say, it's not fair. This isn't fair. Well, yeah, it isn't fair because you didn't do everything that was required to get to that position. You were handed that position. You were given that money. You were given that opportunity. You didn't earn it. You didn't work for it. So you don't know what it's like. You're not willing to stay up till 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock to get something done so that you can make that happen. Because here's what's going to happen when you have an open house, you can't push it off another week. Do you understand what I'm saying? When you have an open house set for this date, man, it's set for that date. Everybody is notified. The last thing you want to do is go, hey, I'm just kidding. Can we do that again in a week? You're not going to have people showing up. So you need to understand what timelines are. And when that comes up, how are you going to handle that pressure? Can you step up? Can you do what's necessary to get it done? And whether that means actually watering the grass on an open house, or whether that means staying up and getting the paperwork right because the last time that you sent it out, it was wrong. Whatever that is, you need to understand that you've got to step up, that you have to be willing to be better than you were yesterday, that every day the stress will increase, the opportunities will increase, the rewards will increase, and you will increase who you are. You'll become better. You look, it's hard to manage who you are and work on becoming a better person when you're focused on surviving. So many of you guys right now are focused on surviving. You're so scared that you're not going to have anything next week that you're holding on to everything so tight, you're not making any room for anything else to come in. You don't want to hear any kind of advice because you know what's best, right? Oh, no, that doesn't work. I've done that before. Really? Have you done it or did you kind of do it? You know what I mean? Well, no, I did that before. If you really did it the right way, you would have had success. The bottom line is 1 + 1 is always going to equal 2. If you buy something at 60, 70% of its ARV, you do everything right, you're going to make money. Now, are there things that could come up where you could lose money? Absolutely. There are always issues that could happen. It is investing. But the likelihood of that happening on every single project is non-existent. It just won't happen because you're going to be putting yourself around the right types of people. You don't have to know how to do everything. You don't. You have to know how to do certain things. You have to be able to bring value to the table. For instance, like Sean Schnur, right? We're talking about here's a guy that is excellent with spreadsheets. He created them. He worked in Armando, or not worked for Armando, but in Armando's bus tour page, he started helping people. Even when he wasn't where he wanted to be yet, he started helping and giving the tools that he had that he could do. I remember the first time I met him, we started talking about a spreadsheet that he had created. And he was like, well, what do you want? I could design it differently. I could create something different on it. And I mean, he's been really key in helping us build out and do a lot of things with Coast to Coast RIA. And so for me, it's like, man, there's nothing more that I want than to help him succeed. Why wouldn't you want to be in that type of position? Why do you want to be in the position of saying that poor me? Right? So many of us want to do that. Yeah, but you don't understand. My life sucks. Like, poor me. Look at me. Look at this. This is horrible. But the reality is, you don't want somebody to help you out of pity, right? You really don't. Because if I'm helping you out of pity, I don't plan on doing business with you again. I mean, I feel sorry for you. Here's $100. Go buy dinner. But I'm not saying, hey, come on over to my house. Let's hang out and have some wine, right? So what you want is people to want to help you. You want to create that desire in people to help you. And the quickest way to get that is by helping other people and doing it without that idea in mind. The thing is, you don't want to look at it as, I'm going to help other people because I know they're going to help me back. I'm going to help you. Hey, Sean, what do you need? I'm going to help you so that I can get you to do this for me. Is that cool? That's again not the right way to word that, right? You can't, you don't want to look at it like that. What you want to look at it like is, here's a really valuable resource. So what can I do to help that resource so that when there's a time and a place that I need that resource, that when I put it out there, they step up and say they want to help me. That's what you want to create. You don't want to create an environment that you have to keep asking for things, because now you're almost forcing people to do things. You want them to want to do things. And the only way somebody's going to want to do something for you, the only way I'm going to want to spend and dedicate my valuable time to you, is if you are over here dedicating your valuable time to me. Does that make sense? I mean, seriously, does that make sense? How do you want to communicate? What do you want your end result to be? What do you want your end result to be? Right now, you're going in the direction that you've aimed. If that's not the direction you want to be in, change directions, change your aim, change the trajectory, change the scope, right? It's not difficult. It really isn't. Ask yourself, what do you really want? What do you really want? And then what do you need to do to get there? You guys might have different things. I want to have this. I want to have a great family life. Well, what do you need to do to get there? Because I'm going to tell you, at some point, money is going to come into the game. And when it does, my solution is real estate. My solution is, hey, that's what I do so that I can spend time with my family. That's what I do so that I can take them wherever we go. In fact, working on this TV show that I'm doing, which we had the meeting on Monday, and oh man, this is the first. Holy cow! Hey, Monday was the 1 year anniversary for Journey to Success. Whoa. I forgot all about that, man. Man, that is exciting. So we've been doing this literally 1 year. And the 1 year actual mark, I thought about this, was on Monday. It was actually March 10th, was the 1 year ago, March 10th was a Sunday. And I was actually doing the very first Journey to Success. And on that day, Journey to Success, the webinar that I started, that really started everything. I mean, this is crazy this is why I'm explaining this. Journey to Success, when I decided to do it, it was like, look, we've got to give back in a way. We've got to start doing something. Let's do a conference call. Then I figured out how to do a webinar. And I'm like, wow, let's do a webinar instead of the conference call. So it was the first day I'd ever done a webinar by myself, hosting it myself, all our own thing. I had put out there, what should I call this webinar? Somebody had said, Journey to Success. I was like, man, that's actually a really cool name. Let's go with that. We did that. After a couple of weeks, I realized that people weren't taking action. So we came up with go make something happen .com and go make something happen. And, just about you have to get out and go make something happen. Right. And this Monday, on the 1 year anniversary, I had a meeting in Hollywood with a couple of executives. One of them was a producer on the Oprah show, and now they have their own company and they're putting together shows for different networks. And I now have the opportunity. They met with me, and that day they were like, "Man, we love your personality. We love who you are. We want to create a show around you." And so they are sending over documents for me to sign for the talent release and everything else. And it's like, man, that happened. It happened because of going after my dream. It happened because of Journey to Success, because I started taking little steps. It wasn't just all of a sudden, hey, I want to be on TV. All right, there I am. I'm going to go talk to somebody. I had to create a brand. I had to create the ability to do this, right? And so when I met with them, man, it was nuts. I mean, it was honestly, it was so cool telling them what I wanted to do, why I wanted to do it. I wanted it to be funny. I wanted it to be engaging. I wanted the audience to have a way to interact with the show as well. I wanted to be able to mess with people. That's not the word I use, but I wanted to be able to do that. I wanted to be somewhat like Impractical Jokers or um, Fantasy Factory, where you're doing these stunts with people and you're messing with them, and people are saying, well, I'm too embarrassed to do this, or I don't want to put out bandit signs because that's embarrassing or whatever. So I wear some weird outfit that makes me really embarrassed, right? Just to embarrass them even more, going, look, if I will look like this and put up bandit signs, you're crazy not to do this in regular clothes. And like showing them how to get outside of their box and really breaking it down of what is necessary to create a new life. And I want the show to be about changing lives, right? Like what I'm inspired to do to change lives, and real estate be the backdrop for the money aspect, right? And it's the backdrop of the show, but the show truly to be about watching this person and watching them change, watching me change their life in that instance, in that show, and realizing that, man, this is all you have to do too. Because here's the thing, each one of you, if I spent a week with you, right, I could pull out of you what needs to be there. I could show you how to step up. But you've got to also want to do it. You've got to have that drive inside of you. So that would be another thing that we would work on, to be able to go into a show and show somebody else doing that. I can show you how you can do that too. And for me, that's really the whole connection part and the relating, is that, watching him like boot camp, right? I mean, you get to boot camp and you are ridiculed, you're made fun of, you're torched, you're stepped on, you're yelled at and everything. And then they build you back up. And by the end, man, you are a different person. That's what I want this show to do. I want it to be like going through boot camp, help them with their business, their personal life, their investing, all of it, and really create a new individual out on the other side on how to do that, and showing you guys that same thing and showing them that, hey, look, today, no more excuses. There's no more excuses. There's no more reasons that you have no ability to do something, that you can't do something, that you aren't allowed to do something. They're gone, because your number one priority is X, whatever that is. And to me, it could be real estate investing. It could be driving a dump truck. It could be, being a writer. It could be being an actor. It could be anything you want. Whatever your dream is, I just want to help you get there. My goal is to help 1,000 people this year get to some area, help them get something, right? I don't want to say help them get their ultimate goal, because that could be $1 million, and their journey could be a 5-year journey. And that obviously I'm not going to be able to shorten into a year. So my goal is to help them get to that next step. If I can help them complete their entire journey, then that would be amazing. But any goal worth doing isn't a goal that can be accomplished in a year. Bottom line, anything worth doing is going to take years to do. Not months, not days, not weeks, years. A substantial goal is going to take a longer time, because it's a substantial goal, which means not everybody gets there. Think of a journey. Not everybody makes that entire journey. The longer the journey, the less people that attain it. So the question is, are you ready? Are you ready for that journey to success? Is your success a week away, a month away, 5 years away, 10 years away? Are you like Jeremy Roll, who we're going to have on next Tuesday, that's going to be talking about the cash flow magnet, right? He he has a 20-year plan. No, I don't have a 20-year plan. But he went to Wharton Business College, right? I mean, hello, that is the top college in the country, if not one of the top colleges in the world as far as business goes. Wharton's, hello. Watch Suits, right? Um, so the reality is, the fact that he has a 20-year plan, don't you think that maybe you should have a 5-year plan, a 1-year plan? How many of you guys don't even have a 1-day plan? How many of you still haven't started writing down your goals? I know a lot of you, because I know that one person, I get them from almost on a daily basis. I get tagged by Gil Ordonez with his goals. Why aren't the rest of you doing it? What excuse are you going to tell me that you have? Because I see you posting other things. So you have time to write other posts, but you don't have time to write down your goals and tag me. My question is, why? Why is that such a hard thing for you to go over? If it's that difficult for you to do it, you must do it. You must. If it's something that is that difficult for you to actually take on as a challenge, man, your 21-day challenge that starts right now is writing down your goals and tagging me in them every single day. And believe me, it's not going to help me get to my goal. You write it. Well, actually, I take that back, because you writing down your goals will actually help you get to where you want to go. And then, in essence, I am actually helping you get somewhere. So, okay, yes, it's a selfish reason that I want you to tag me. So tag me because I'm being selfish. Tag me because my ego wants you to tag me in your goal program. but do it for some reason. I don't care what the reason is, but do it. Stop making excuses of why you aren't where you want to be and start creating solutions to get there. Writing down your goals on a daily basis is a solution to get where you want to go. Write them down on a write them down on a piece of paper like this. Write them down, take a picture, upload the picture to Facebook and tag me in it. Text them, put them in a post. I mean, we prefer you to write them down like this because it'll have a better connection for you. But the reality is, at first, I just want you to start doing it. I don't care what it takes, man. Talk into your phone and say, look, my goals for today are, Pete, and I hate you, is 1 to this, 2 to this, 3 to this. My task list to accomplish these are this. Do something, but go make something happen. Step outside of your comfort zone and start getting involved, getting engaged. The only reason that you're not writing down your goals and tagging me in it, that you're not writing down your goals in the first place, is because you don't see a benefit to it. You don't. So, what is it that I need to do? What is it that you need to ask yourself to see the benefit? That's what I want to know. You've got Harvard people. Now, is it that you're saying, well, they're in Harvard, they're in college, they're smarter than me, so they can write down my goals? I mean, honestly, I've got a ton of you guys on here at this point now. We've got what, 25 people. So let me know, what is it that is keeping you guys from writing down your goals and tagging me in them? What is it that the people at Harvard that said that the top 3% of the earners in this country write down their goals is? Do you think that that's just BS? Is it that the people that are successful on a daily basis say that they write down their goals? Is you just don't believe that? I mean, what is it that is doing that? Because here's the thing: if you want to be successful, start doing what successful people do, right? What excuse could you possibly have for not taking 5 minutes to write down your goals? I mean, seriously, I'd love to hear what kind of breakout excuse I'm going to hear here that, well, there was orange juice in the refrigerator. I'm, I'm sorry, what now? Well, there was orange juice in the refrigerator, so I couldn't write down my goals this morning. Okay. There was ink in the pen. I mean, whatever. There was water in the ocean. I get it. The reality is you don't see the benefit. You don't think it's worth it. That's bottom line. So what is it going to take for you to understand the benefit? What is it going to take? Can you commit to anything? Can you consistently do anything besides eat, breathe, and sleep? That's a question. Now, you don't have to answer it to me. And again, this whole thing, Journey to Success, not only is this call for you, but believe me, I listen to this too. Because sometimes I slip. Sometimes I need my ass handed to me because I'm sitting there relaxing. And it, again, the best question I've ever asked myself is this the best I can be? And do I want to be the best? Do you want to be the best at what you do? Yes. Is what you're doing right now a reflection of that? No. Then get the hell up. And I get out of bed. I mean, that's literally how I kick my ass out of bed every single day, because 6 o'clock is not a fun time in the morning for me to get up. It's not what Pete wants to do. Pete wants to hang out and hold his 9-month-old baby while she eats. I want to be home at 6 o'clock when she wakes up. That's what I want. Now, that's not what I'm getting right now. And you guys could think that, well, you're not sacrificing. That is a sacrifice to me. I'm never going to get that back. My daughter never grows up again. So when you guys think that I don't sacrifice things right now and that my life is peachy, it's not. There are things that I give up on a consistent basis to do things. Every day doing the video, that's sacrifice to me because there's other things I could be doing. But I've got to make sure that that happens. So realize that everybody sacrifices something, and stop thinking that you're different in any way, because you guys are just as special, you're just as important, and you're just as awesome as everybody else. The difference is the people that show that are that, they see that within themselves. The people that don't walk around pissed off, pointing fingers, blaming everybody for where they are, and they hate their life. When are you going to start living your life out loud? Living your life, like literally living it, enjoying it. Does that mean that you have to not work? No, I work all the time. But I love what I do. I love creating things. I love creating opportunities and possibilities. I love getting emails from people saying, "Man, what you just did, it inspired me. What you just said changed my life." I I feed off of that. That to me, it's electrifying. I told Sean, I'm like, "Man, if nobody's on this call, I don't really need to do it. Like, I don't need to do this call for me." And then all of a sudden, boom, there's Mike, then James, and it's like, "Well, there's two people. Pete's on." And now 25 people, right? So that's what's cool. I'm stepping up. Wednesday or Sunday, I couldn't do it. I redid it. I did it here on Wednesday. I'm doing it for you. I'm stepping up. I came in and showing up to the party. So the least you guys can do is show up for your own party every single day. Get the most out of your life. Set your goals. Though I promise you, when you write things down, you remember them. And now throughout the day, you're focused on them. You want, again, what did I say? If you want to get somewhere, make it clear. Clarity is power. Make it clear. What do you want it to look like? What do you want it to smell like? What do you want it to taste like? Whatever it is, right? What do you want? Make that clear. That can be your goal every single day. Write down how you want your life to be. Write down, in fact, here's something I want you guys to all do. I've done this before and it was really amazing. I want you guys to write down your perfect day. And I want you to start from when you wake up to when you go to sleep. I want you to be as specific as possible. Meaning, this is how the first part of mine went when I did this. I think I did this like 4 years ago, 3 years ago. It started off with I woke up, the sun was just starting to come through the drapes that were white. I could feel the wind coming, or the air, the ocean breeze coming through, ocean breeze. I could smell the salt in the air. I could taste it. The sun, the warmth of the sun coming through the window. My kids all running in and jumping onto the bed. I mean, I even thinking about that right now, right? Just with white linens, and I just envision this with the water outside, right? And I wrote this down, and I read it every day. In fact, what I did was at one point I actually read it, put it onto a podcast, and listened to it every morning on the way into work. What I wanted my perfect day to be like, and the reality is, it ended up happening, but it didn't happen right away. I still have vision boards. Why don't you? If I have a vision board, why don't you have a vision board? If I write my goals down, why don't you write your goals down? If other people are where you want to be, why are you not emulating the same tools, the same techniques, and the same tasks, effort that they're doing? If you want the same results, just start doing the same things. 1 + 1 = 2. It's as simple as that. I was asked by the producer, he's like, "Well, all the other gurus out there, how do you stack up against them? When you've got Armando and you've got Trump and you've got this." And I said, "Look, man, they're well connected. That's great. But the reality is 1 + 1 = 2. 70% of ARV is always going to be 70% of ARV. The difference is the connections. The difference is the ability to negotiate. That's the difference. The reality is flipping is flipping. Holding is holding. You want to be able to have at least 1%. So all those things being equal, if you can count, you can do real estate. The challenge comes into the consistency. The challenge comes into finding deals. The challenge comes in to putting things together and to being able to trust people, being able to connect with people. That's where the real challenge lies. So, anyways, wow, I went off on a huge tangent there. I hope you guys got something huge out of that. Let's see. We've got something. How many people I've touched recently? I know, right? Um, it's all about reaching out though. Thank you very much, Mike. Hold on real quick here. Let me get a drink. All right, there's a dog. Cool. Okay, so and by the way, guys, whoa, easy. Easy. No. No, stop it. All right. Um Are you guys getting something out of this? I know there's quite a few of you on here. Let me check here and real quick and see who we've got. Okay. So a lot of you guys already know me and understand my ways. So this shouldn't be shocking or different for any of you. But if any of you guys do have any questions, please let me know and chime in or anything else. I hope that you guys are enjoying this. This is definitely a little different than typical, but I'm pretty fired up, man. I got to tell you, I'm excited about the TV show. I'm excited, and that's another thing is, you know, I've never wanted to put out there a lot about like what I've done and accomplishments because I think being prideful isn't really. I know I make fun about having an ego, right? To me, that's me being funny though. That's me being that persona, right? It's not really like if you see me one on one, that's not really who I am. The moment you put three people around or two people around me, and now there's three, then it's on because now I've got a stage, and now I'm going to be on, and I'm going to be going and going and going, and that's why it's weird. Anybody that sees me outside of that and it's one-on-one, it's like, man, you're real mellow, you're quiet, and yeah, it's that's me. I'm all about connecting and creating a reality that I want to be in, you know. I think that's one of the other things that I really love about my life at this point is that I really get to control what happens. And the scariest part is that it's also up to me. If I fail, that's me. I did that. If I make it though, that's me too. Have I made every step the right way? Nope, not even close. I've made a lot of mistakes and I keep getting back up and I keep moving forward. I do things the right way. I haven't jumped ship. I haven't taken huge risks that are, illegal and things like that to make profit. I haven't put people together, screwed people over. I haven't done a lot of those things that other people do in order to make a profit. That's not me. I didn't want to be in that category. I don't have a get rich quick scheme. I don't have anything like that that's going to, hey, guess what? In 2 days, you're going to be a millionaire. None of that exists. So, do I have less memberships? Yeah. I mean, I gotta say, 10,000 people isn't bad, right? But I know if I made other claims out there like some people do, I would have more. But I'm not concerned about that. I have two people right now that are interested in opening up um not franchises, but chapters of ours, right? In different areas. And it's not that I'm not opposed to it. I've just got to get to it. It's something that a year ago I was begging for it to happen, and now it's kind of like I'm a little more slow moving because I want to make sure that they're right. I want to make sure that whoever I'm connecting with now, especially at this point with what's going on, is the right person for us. Because the last thing I want to do is associate myself with somebody that's sideways, right? Because now all this work that I've done on building this brand, everything that I've done for the last 8 years on protecting my name, on ensuring that everything that I did was always above board, it was always right, and that you know, I guess that's the only thing I can say is that it was always right, it was always above board, is to let somebody now come in and tarnish that. And that's not going to happen. I'm ensuring that everything we're doing, even down to like April in Atlanta, ensuring that the people coming on that are going to be doing anything understand what our ultimate goal is. Our ultimate goal is not to make money off education. Our ultimate goal is to make money off of real estate. That's why we're all there. That's why everybody's going there, is to make money off of real estate, not off the education. So if you're coming thinking that you're going to go and pitch this $2,500 package or $1,500 or $2,000 or whatever it is, I'm like, not going to happen. You're not taking the money away that we're bringing there to put into deals and putting that into some product that they don't need. That's not what this is about. And that's what makes me different. So I guess it makes me feel uncomfortable to say, yeah, I think I'm better than anybody else because I don't think that way. I don't think it's a better or worse. I think I'm different. And for that reason, I think I'm better. For that reason, I think I'm amazing. Honestly, I think there's nobody that can hold a candle to the drive and the desire to help that I have. 100%. And that my goal is ultimately to make money in real estate with everybody I come into contact with. 100%. That's my goal. Anybody that talks to you will tell you that that's my goal. I haven't wavered from it at all. I don't take somebody behind and go, okay, you know what? Okay, now that nobody's listening, this is really what I want to do. There are people that are going, well, we could do this. I'm like, look, man, if that's not legal, I don't want any part of it. I'm not about being unethical. If we're going to make any kind of money here, everybody's got to be aware of how it's being made. I don't want back end money. I don't want side end money. I don't want just a referral. None of that shit. I don't want any of it. Because the moment I do that, everything else I've built comes into question. And that's not happening. So we're going to stay above board no matter what. No matter what. And if it's this whole company were to go, if it's go bankrupt or be above board, I'm protecting my name. The company can go south. I can always rebuild another company. I can always do that. What I can't do, what I what I cannot do, and I just think can't really is the right word there, is rebuild my name after I've lied. Is rebuild my name after I've told somebody, look, it's just like when people bring me deals. And they're like, no, I've looked it over. And I'm like, okay. And I look it over based on what they're telling me. And I'm like, yep, that seems simple enough. I do the numbers in on my calculator. And then I send it to the deal person. I send it to Ivan or I send it to Gene, depending on if it's going to be an alpha, a flip, or whatever, and go, okay, now can you research this for me and make sure that we're all dialed in? And when I get back, what the hell are you sending me this for? I get pissed. I do. I get mad because I'm like, what do you mean? What do you mean? I looked, the numbers were right. Well, yeah, but this isn't right, and this isn't right, and those aren't real comps. And it's like, okay. And I send it back to the person who sent it to me, and I'm like, look, this isn't going to continue to happen. You're going to do this to me one more time, and then I'm not going to take any more deals from you because if you're not gonna do the work that you're supposed to do to get the money that we're going to pay you to do it, it doesn't make sense. I don't need anybody to look up MLS listings and send them to me. That I can do on myself, right? What I need is people to go, hey, here is a deal. I found it off market. I found it like this. I found it like that. This is your all in cost. These are what we calculate rehab to be. Now, if they calculate rehab at 50 grand and rehab 65 grand, I'm not going to be upset. They did everything they were supposed to do, right? But when you tell me the ARV is $1 million and the ARV is really 750 grand, that becomes a problem. When you tell me that I'm going to make 20% on a deal, and then when I send it to my research, when I send it to my guys, and they go, "So are you going to put in the 30 grand, or are we going to put in the 30 grand to make this deal happen?" And who's losing that money? That is a problem. That means that you don't know how to do a deal. You don't know what a deal looks like. You don't know what the right structure is. And at that point, you need to stop what you're doing and start asking questions. You know what, Pete? Obviously, I don't have a clue what I'm doing, man. What do you need? How do I need to do this? How do you research properties right? And if there's enough of that, then I'll make a video on how to do that. I have a video and all that stuff built out for the mobile home trainings on how to do all of that. I mean, man, you can record everything on your computer. So I can create and I can make anything. I'm not going to explain it to 50 people. That's a waste of my time. The first person I'm cool with. By the third time, I'm like, all right, man, I'm done explaining this. Like this, okay, I don't need to do this anymore. And I mean, it's literally took me, I think, like 8 trainings where I showed people how to research mobile homes on the internet, and I did it live before I went, all right, this is a waste of an hour. I'm going to video this. I'm going to do it really well. I'm going to video it, and then I'm going to put it out, and then everybody that's going to come to my training can watch it. And that way, when we get here, we can focus on productive things. And in fact, I'm going to do that for the April and Atlanta training too. So anybody that's going to be coming, I'm going to send you out some tools probably about a week prior to the training for you to go through so that when you get there, we don't have to go over that when you're there. Because there's certain things that we shouldn't have to go over, but we do because you don't know what they are. And I don't mean you personally, but let's say we go there and somebody goes, I don't know what ARV is. There's no way for me to continue teaching unless we explain that. So there's certain things that everybody's got to be up to speed on to make this training more effective. And so with that though, it comes down to asking questions. Why is it so often that you will say, how can I help you? And the moment somebody says something, you stop asking, you go, okay, you think you know what you heard, you run away, you find something that you think matches, you send it to them, they say that doesn't work, you go back and you do it again, you send it again, and this happens like 10 times, and then they go, you know what, that's okay, don't send me any more deals. They unsubscribe. Why? Is it because you were sending them deals that they asked for and they're just idiots? No. It's because you're sending them crap. It's because you're sending them things that aren't really deals, or it's because you're sending them deals, but not the kind that they want. If you find gas station deals, right? And you find a deal on a storage unit and you send it to me, but all I'm doing is single family, I don't care if it's at 50% ARV. If I don't understand how it works, I don't know how to make it make me money, I'm not going to say yes. Does that make sense? So you need to understand what your customer actually wants. How are you going to find that out? Again, it's going to come down to asking. And I would say if there's big investors like me that are looking for things like this, that typically they're going to do what I'm going to do, which is if I keep getting this from the same people or I keep getting this in general, I'm going to make a video and go, this is what you need to do, submit it like this. Otherwise I don't want to see it. I'll create a spreadsheet that Ivan has. And we're probably going to start having everybody submit things on that. So I make sure that I'm getting all the information that I need. Right. That's the other thing. You'll get everything but square footage. Well, what am I supposed to do with that? I've got to have all of the parameters for us to understand, because if it's a 3-bedroom 1,200 square foot house, that's significantly different than a 3-bedroom 3,200 square foot house, right? Especially for me when I work in different alternative real estate investing methods like ALFs, where a 3-2 or a 3-3 that's 3,300 square feet. For instance, I got sent a deal today that was they initially, the thing that I saw on it was, hey, do you want to get involved in this deal? It's, let's say, $800,000, and the ARV is $800,000, and you can pick it up right now for $600,000, right? And I did all the numbers, and it ended up with the rehab and everything. It was probably about $12,000 higher than I would want to be in the deal. Okay. So based off of their numbers, it's 12 grand higher. And I said, nah, I don't know. But what are the specifics? Just real quick, what are the specifics on the deal? Then I get the specifics on the deal. Now, I was about to say I'm not interested. But I just went, what are the specifics? Because of the location, we do ALFs out there. It was in Phoenix. They sent me the specifics, and it was like a 5-bedroom, 4-bath, or a 4-bedroom, 5-bath, one of those two, right? And like 4,200 square feet. It's like, whoa, hold on now. Now I'm not really concerned about the price of the property. Now, if this actually works for an ALF, 410, 420, or 510, 520, that, or 610, whatever it was, 610, 620, that would actually work in an ALF if all the numbers were the same. Like if I could make this whole thing work, then me being 12 grand off won't be as big of a deal, because I'm going to be holding the property and using it for cash flow. So if it could generate me $10,000 a month, I'm okay spending $10,000 more for the property. Does that make sense? But I needed to know that information first. And so that's why I'm sharing that with you, is the when you understand what somebody wants and then you understand how to give them that information, you're going to get a lot farther. They're going to want to work with you, and they're going to be able to analyze the deal quickly. Because when I get sent something in your format, now I've got to figure out your format. And if I'm on my phone, not going to happen right then. Right. So I'm out driving. You send me something, or not driving. Let's not driving. I'm out at Disneyland. You send me something. I look on my phone. There's no way for me to see it. You just sent me this book, right? Of all this paragraphs. I don't have any bullet points. I don't have anything that makes any sense to me. I don't have a spreadsheet. So all I have is just a ton of information right now. And I'm looking at it and I'm going to go, all right, well, I'm going to get to this later. And then hopefully I don't forget, because I'm going to tell you, I get 300 to 400 emails a day. No kidding. 300 to 400 emails a day. I'm part of 34 chapters, which means anytime any stupid email goes out for that, I get blasted. I'm part of, I think, 200 different meetups. Man, I get emails just like crazy. So the reality is, it can get lost. I can get sidetracked. So you want to make sure that when you're sending information to an investor, you're sending it to them in the most efficient and effective way possible. All right. And I hope that this is making sense to you guys. And I hope that you guys are finding value out of this, because I think this is really good information, at least from my standpoint, because I can point at least people to this and go, if you want to give us stuff, go and listen to this webinar so you understand what frustrates an investor. You understand how to work with an investor. You're brand new. It's all good. We want to help you. Believe me, I want to benefit off of the work that you do. You want to understand why an investor wants you? Look, you're labor. We need labor. There is a lot of work that needs labor in real estate investing, period. We need deals. We need bird dogging. We need this. We need that. So an investor is excited to get an intern, is excited to work with somebody, but only somebody that actually works, not somebody that comes and goes, hey, look, I want to be your intern, but I need this and I need this and I want this and I want this. You should never be asking that in the first 3 months. You shouldn't ask anything. All you should be doing, the only question you should be asking is, how can I help you? What can I do for you? What can I do for you? And if for the first 2 months, all you're doing is creating banners or making the signs, putting up bandit signs. That's all you're doing is all I'm doing is putting up bandit signs. I don't understand. Really? Because think about it. I doubt that's all that's happening. You're probably hearing about calls that they're getting. You're probably hearing them going over things. You, so many times it becomes like the whole Karate Kid thing, right? Where he gets all pissed off and, oh, you're not teaching me anything. And he's like, paint the house, right? And he goes to paint the right? Now you're doing karate everywhere. You're wax on, wax off, painting the house. You're doing all that stuff, right? But why? I mean, you can be the Karate Kid and go in there and act lippy, right? And then get smacked around. And now you're picking up cars and moving cement bags and painting fences. Or you can just go and do whatever it takes to achieve the success that you want. Because at the end of the day, your effort, your ability, and your drive is going to either give you what you want or it's going to prevent it from happening. Simple as that. There are two keys to your success. Two. One, understanding that where you are is where you chose to be. And two, understanding that the only person that can get you away from that is you by you going and making something happen. Does that make sense? And I know we kind of got off on a tangent again. And so I'll stop here and I'll make sure and see if we have any more questions. See if you guys do have any questions. Ignore that comment from me. Okay. Goals, REI training. Well, Christopher, you've got a lot of stuff happening, man. I saw you're getting involved and you're making it happen. But it doesn't take the fact that you guys need to write down your goals on Facebook and tag me in it. On Twitter, tag me in it. Become accountable. If you think that your goals are going to be made fun of, again, wrong business, wrong attitude, wrong state of mind. If somebody's making fun of your goals, literally just punch them in the face. I mean, because who cares what they think? They're not going to get where they want to go. If they're making fun of your goals. Now, if your goal is to tie your shoe in the morning, I'm going to make fun of you. Okay. So your goal has to be something difficult. Your goal has to require more than just you. That is the second requirement for your goals. Your goals must require more than one person to complete. Because if it only takes you, it really isn't much of a goal. It's a task. I got to go to the grocery store. That's not a goal, man. Not unless you have no legs and unless you're Nick, what's that guy's name? Nick, something, V something, right? If you're him, okay. That's a goal. You want to be able to go to the grocery store and come back on your own. I got it. But none of you on this call are him. All of you are fine. So your goals need to be bigger. They need to be better. They need to be amazing. You guys have everything in you to get where you want to go. But you have to turn that switch on. You have to light that ignition. Does that make sense? Do you guys see where I'm going? That at the end of the day, if you want something different, you have to go and get something different. You have to start cooking differently. You have to stand in a different place, use different tools, use a different recipe, use different ingredients, do it differently. Because if you keep doing the same thing the same way with the same ingredients, you're going to keep getting the same results. And that's not what you want right now. What you want is something different. So, right now, how do we engage you? Right now, how do you click and see, I want something different? I want to make it happen. Well, guys, again, I think going back to there's a million different actions that you can take. And I love this analogy because to me, it makes sense. There's so many different actions we can take on a daily basis. But what actions are getting you towards your goal? And what actions are just moving you around? Because you don't need to move around. You need to move forward, forward towards your goal. At your goal. Attack your goal. Not lazily, not easily, not saunterly, not sauntering or galloping or prancing or I don't see any prancing. All right? No prancing towards your goal. We are going to be running like Spartans towards this goal. I want to create an army, not an army for me, an army for you. Because look, think about this. Think about when right now, I want you to picture that you just won the lottery. All right. And you just won $1 million cash. Okay. Just $1 million cash. You won $1 million cash. Nobody had to die for it. Nothing bad happened to anybody for it. You won it though. Okay. Now, right now, I just handed you the $1 million check and you just deposited in your bank. All taxes were paid. You get to keep every single penny of that $1 million. It's in your bank. How do you feel right now? How do you guys feel right now? That $1 million is in your bank. Oh my God, you guys can do anything. Anything you want to do, you can do. How do you feel? What do you think is possible right now? More important, what do you think is possible? Pretty much anything, huh? I want you guys to start applying the feeling that I just put $1 million in your bank every morning. When you wake up, I want you to feel like there's $1 million that Pete just put in your bank. And on your goals, I want you to write down $1 million Tuesday, $1 million Wednesday, $1 million Thursday, $1 million Friday. Thanks, Pete, for the $1 million in my account. And then write down your goals. Envision it. Believe it, become it. I've said this over and over during this series, and you're going to see that tonight is kind of a capsulation of everything. I've said this over and over again. You have to become the person that you want to become in order to become the person you want to become. Pete, what the hell does that mean? It means that as you start to progress, as you start to envision it, I'll give you a perfect example. I'm sitting here, we do rehabs remotely, right? We've got projects going in different states. Every day during the day, I have no job site to drive to go to look at, to do any of that. Everything that I do is right here. Computer, iPad, iTablet, phone, all of it, all of it. Then I'm thinking, I want to get some things going. I get this all of a sudden, I get this opportunity with the TV show. And I'm thinking, man, I got to have something local. Well, then I'm thinking, well, you know what the TV show could be about? It could be about me helping somebody flip a property locally and going in and I partner with them. They fund the deal, but I walk them through every single aspect of it, right? And basically, I walk them through the deal, how to do it. I'm like, that could be a show, but I've got to get something going. I've got to get something going now so that I'm ready for when I'm presented with the opportunity because I want to be lucky. I want to be lucky. And luck is it's just preparation meeting opportunity, which means if I want to have my own show, if I want to do this, if I want to do that, then I've got to have the resources and the examples and the situations to support it. Now, the cool part is they want to do the show all over the place, and it ends up that they don't want to actually show my properties. They want me to go in to other people that are in a problem and go in and talk to them and go, okay, well, this is what you're going to have to do. And it was funny because the guy was talking to me. He's like, well, I want you to be able to, give them a heart to heart and tell them what they want to, what they have to do. And I'm like, they're not going to want to hear that though. Nobody ever wants to hear what they have to do. They want to hear what's easy. And we talked about that, right? And the reality is that most people don't want to hear that. They don't want to know what's required because then now that they're knowledgeable about it, now it's literally whose fault if they don't attain it? Whose? Is it my fault that you don't attain it once you know what is required, right? If you go to the biblical, if you go to Jesus, right? He says that everybody will get into heaven unless they know about him and choose not to accept him, right? There's so many examples of this type of philosophy, right? That once you understand it, once you know right from wrong, now it's your fault if you don't make the right decision. So a lot of times it's not me that's putting my head in the sand like you think. It's you putting your head in the sand because you don't want to look at your situation. One, you'll probably look at it and view it as worse than it is, which is not what you need to do. But you do need to view it for what it is so that you can then move away. It's impossible for you to, if I hand you a map and I show you your goal and I say, now get there, you still need one piece of information. Where the hell are you? But you guys, I don't want to look. I'm not going to look. I don't know where I am in, Pete, but I want to be successful. Where are you at? I don't know where I'm at, but I want to be successful. How do I get there? How am I supposed to tell you how to get somewhere when you're not even opening your eyes? You're not even looking at where you're at. You're not looking where you're going, but you're complaining about the position that you're in. And that's why I'm telling you, man, see, I'm so excited right now. And I was like, oh, we don't need to do this one. And now I'm so glad that we did because I think there is so much great information here. But you've got to become that person. You've got to be the person that you want to be. So becoming that person, going back to my story, that once I started thinking, okay, well, now I've got to get a property here under contract and get a property moving so that I can help somebody. So then I can create this. I started realizing that, man, that's really the person I wanted to be in the first place. So why wasn't I doing that before? Because I didn't think that I had a platform to stand on. Because I thought, well, why would somebody want to do that? Why would somebody, if I live here, why would they want me to partner with them if I could just take the deal by myself? Or why would they want to come to me if they could do the deal by themselves? And the reality was I was focusing on all the reasons people wouldn't, right? Instead of doing what I am telling you guys to do, focus on the reason that I should. Focus on the reason that I now must. And now, once I started thinking about that, once I started doing that, I'm now that person. Do you see what I'm saying? It's crazy. But when you become and you start acting like the person that you want to become, you start doing things that the person that you want to become would do. Like we talked about the lemonade stand. If you wanted to have a lemonade stand, at some point you're going to have to buy lemonade. At some point, you're going to have to fill a gallon of water. You're going to have to get change. You're going to have to get a cash box. You're going to have to get a stand. You're going to have to, and you're going to start doing these things. And then once you're going to start doing them and you're going to start putting them to, okay, well, I got a stand now and I got some water now and I got this. And then all of a sudden it's going to be like, well, man, I got everything. I can put the lemonade stand together now. I can actually do it. And then you do it. And now all of a sudden you look over your shoulder and you're like, I'm, I've got a lemonade stand. I've actually done it. I remember a year ago starting a year and a half ago now, starting coast to coast. I remember having one RIA going, man, how am I going to have a national RIA organization? How am I going to do this? And I've been saying it doesn't matter how, it doesn't matter how. Just focus on what we're going to do. Just focus on what you want to do. Focus on what you want to do. Focus on the what. Focus on the what. Focus on the what. The how will work itself out. I just started thinking and started thinking and started thinking outside the box. What if anything was possible? Well, why couldn't I do this? Well, why couldn't I do that? And then I just started doing it. And then I'd get a positive reaction. And oh man, okay, okay, okay. And then I'm pulling it in. And then all of a sudden, here we are. Wham! A year later, I'm being looked at and working on developing a TV show now. I have a radio show that's on 5 days a week on Bloomberg Radio and it's live. That still trips me out. I mean, honestly, because we can go back and listen to Journey to Successes back in June, where I was saying, man, we're going to start a radio show. I can't wait. I want to have a radio show. I remember post, you can go back and look at Facebook where I'm asking, how in the world do I get on radio? Who can I talk to? Does anybody have a clue? Does anybody know anybody? I got zero help. Zero. Nobody helped me. Nobody told me anything. And it's so dumb because anybody could have reached out and told me a few different things. They could have said, look, you need to talk to the program director. Look, here's somebody you could talk to. Look, here's somebody you could talk to. But they didn't. But it didn't stop me from what I wanted to do. And now I'm on Bloomberg and I'm live. That was the other thing. All of a sudden I started recording and I was like, man, I can't wait to be able to do these during the week live when people will listen. But I got there because I saw it and I went after it with a vengeance. And I told you guys, it's so crazy because I remember saying the words. I remember saying, watch, by the end of the year, I will be on 5 days a week. I may not have said 5 days a week. I may have only said, I'll have a weekday show that's live. I remember that. And then by the end of the year, 5 days a week, live in the morning on Bloomberg. I mean, that's awesome to me. But it wouldn't have happened had I not gone for it. It wouldn't have happened had I not thrown it out there. It wouldn't have happened if I didn't say what I wanted to go do, if I didn't tell everybody in the world. And even though nobody helped me get there, the fact is that by me saying it and putting it out there, I put myself out there. I made myself accountable. Now, if I didn't get there, somebody could go back and say, look, you didn't do what you said you were going to do. And I'm not even saying anybody would do that. But here's the other piece of the pie. You've got to have self-value. You've got to care about yourself, your word. You've got to love who you are. You've got to value who you are. If you don't value you and you don't value your word, nobody else is going to value them either. So they've got to mean something to you. And if something means something to you, it means that you're going to be sacrificing things and people will see that. It means that when you say you're going to do something, you do it. When you push something off and say, I'm going to do it, I do that Sunday show, this Sunday show, I do it every single Sunday, no matter what, unless it's physically impossible. This weekend, impossible. Couldn't done it. I was driving in the spotty service. It wouldn't have worked. So what did I do next best thing? Push it to Wednesday, the next open day I've had. Monday, I mean, seriously, let me explain this to you. I drove back all day Sunday, all day drove. Got home, I think, at 11 or 12 o'clock at night. Or no, maybe it was earlier than that, like 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night. Next day, got up, did the video, went and did the radio show, drove down to LA, had the meeting for an hour and a half with them. That was supposed to be a 20-minute meeting. Left and went to the Jenny Garth. We went and met Jenny Garth at Barnes and Noble down there, and went to a book signing and hung out, and then drove all the way home from LA. Another hour and a half there, hour and a half back. That was awesome. Next day, Tuesday, woke up, did the video, did the radio show again. At 1 o'clock, did Acquisitions in Action, the Google Hangout. If you guys haven't seen that, make sure you check that out. That had awesome information in it too, as far as how to rehab remotely, how to just check it out. I promise you it will be worth your time to see. Then after that, did the SEO webinar last night with Justin that went like almost an hour and a half. So 3 last night. Today, woke up, video. Then I did the radio show. Then we went and we had to go and look at things for Haley's party. Had to jam back here and then do this webinar. I mean, honestly, I am all about providing value. That's why my name has that kind of reputation behind it. That's why I get the kind of respect, because when I say I'm going to do something, I do it. When I tell people that you will get this from me, I mean it. You will. When I tell people expect to go 60 to 90 minutes, I mean expect to go 60 to 90 minutes. And when I say I promise you will get actionable information, I mean it. You will get actionable information. And now we've just added our third webinar now. So on Sunday nights, we have Journey to Success at 6 p.m. On Thursday nights, we have the Bird Dog to Intern webinar at 6 p.m. And now I've just added the Experts Corner on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. So we've got Sundays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, like every other day at 6 p.m. Pacific. You guys can tune in and check out one of our webinars. Every day, Monday through Friday, from 10 to 11 a.m. Pacific, you guys can tune in and listen to our radio show. We are providing so much opportunity, so much resources for you. What are you doing for you? That's a really big question I'd like to ask. If you're not even writing down your goals, taking 5 minutes to produce those, and I'm spending 6 hours a day creating content for you guys, is it really crazy for me to ask for 5 minutes to make you better? I want to be known as being the most inspirational person in the world. But the only way I'm going to do that is by inspiring people to actually do things that work, that change their life. And if I can't inspire you to even put down your goals, write them down and tag me in them, something that literally is only going to help you. In no way does it get me to where I need to be. By you tagging me in it, it just lets me know that you did it. It holds you accountable. That's it. It's the only way I can really verify that you're doing it. I'd say, hey, tag whoever you want in it and have somebody else hold you accountable. But at the end of the day, I still don't know if you're doing it or if you're just telling me, yeah, I do it every day. That's the reality. You're part of this group. You're part of the Journey to Success Army, right? You're part of our members. Then let's make it happen. Let's be one. Let's be SEAL Team 6, right? Because I am willing to captain the boat of SEAL Team 6. I'm willing to get you where you need to go. If you fall, we're going to pick you up. We're going to put you in the boat. We're going to carry you. But at some point, you're going to get back down. And that's what I mean. You've got to write your goals, inspire the other people that are part of this. And this is the tag that I want you guys to do. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and let me put it on. Let's get into this, but I want to make sure I don't forget it. It's the hashtag. Do hashtag my. Now I can't see this far. Journey, and I don't even know if I'm spelling this right. Honestly, guys, you got to realize I wear glasses, and I am not okay. Now I feel like I can't see at all. So I'm going to write this: my journey to success. Send to all. So that's the hashtag I want you guys to start using when you guys write your goals down. My journey to success. I want you guys to do that because I want everybody to be able to click on that every day and go on and see everybody being involved. It's going to inspire all of us. All right. And I will start, man, I will start doing it too. It just really bums me out that I have to do this because I got so much other stuff going on. I really don't need to add to my time constraints. But if it's what it takes, if this is what it takes to get you guys motivated, then my question is, if I do this with you every day, if I do it with you every day and tag my journey to success, I do it every day by 8 o'clock, or I'm sorry, I'll do it every day by 9 o'clock in the morning. That way I have time to drop off my daughter and I'll post it with my videos. Every day on my videos, I'll actually tag it with my journey to success and I'll put my goals in there and upload my video. And that way it'll be on YouTube. It'll get kicked out to Twitter. It'll get kicked out everywhere on Facebook and everything else. So you guys can literally go on Facebook and hit that hashtag and see everybody else connected to it. Or in fact, on our website, I will even put that's what I'll do. I'll put the hashtag my journey to success. I'll put that on our website so you guys can actually see it there too on a ticker on the right side. So you guys can see your post going up. Because man, to me, that's important. It's important that you guys realize where we're going. And if you guys will make that commitment with me, I will do it with you. So that's my question. Are you guys in? Are you guys down to do this with me? And it can't just be Mike saying yes. It's got to be the rest of you. I know there's 25 of you guys on this call right now. So let me know. Tag me, call me, right, or not call me. Put in the questions, put in the mark that you guys are willing to do this every day with me. Make this commitment. You want 2014 to be different. Make the commitment. I'm asking you for 5 minutes of your time. I dedicate 6-7 hours a day to you guys. Can you dedicate five minutes to me? I'll dedicate 5 minutes to you. 5 more minutes. All right. Every day, my journey to success. We're going to do this at least till this Sunday. And then let's talk about what happens by this Sunday, right? Now that's even easier. Okay. We're only talking about 4 days. We're talking about Thursday. Do them today. All right. So before you guys go to bed today, do them. Then tomorrow morning, we'll officially start. We're going to put those down. And every morning, we've got Thursday morning, Friday morning, Saturday morning, and Sunday morning. And then Sunday night, we'll all reconvene back here and let's talk about what happened. I'll actually unmute some of you guys and we'll actually have a round robin. If you guys want to get unmuted, I'll unmute you and we'll actually all talk. How does that sound? Does that get you guys excited? Will that motivate you guys to take action and to get started? Help me. Help me come up with something else. I mean, if that's not what's going to get you excited, tell me what will get you excited to write down your goals. What do I have to do to get you to take that next step forward? Again, can't just be Mike. Come on, you guys. Christopher, I know you're on this call. Oh my gosh, my ears are starting to hurt. Oh, I've got all kinds of you guys on this call that actually talk to me. Abel, come on now. All of you, Sean, all of you guys can do this with me. Rusty, um, I'm calling you guys out right now, and I want to call you out because I want to hold you accountable. So I want to know, are you guys going to do this with me? And we'll come back to that. You guys must be willing to shatter who you are for who you want to become. This is your opportunity. Are you willing to shatter who you are? If you are, let's go. Go into the question box and say yes. Go onto Facebook and say yes. I'm going to commit to writing down my goals every day and make my life different. Hashtag my journey to success with Pete Asmus, right? And that's not the whole hashtag, but I mean, get there. Does any of this make sense to any of you guys besides? Thank you very much. Good. There we go. Now we've got more than just Mike saying something. Um, because I want you to be part of this. I've told you guys from day one that I'm walking up this hill backwards. I mean, I'm gonna get tattoos. I'm gonna get eyes tattooed on the back of my neck to show you guys how serious I am, right? I got go make something happen tattooed on my arm. Okay. I'm committed, committed to this journey. I'm committed to this movement. I haven't taken my wristbands off ever unless I'm handing them to somebody and then I put another one on as soon as I get home. And it's weird, man. I cannot stand not having them on. Can't stand it. I freak out. So what is it that you guys are sacrificing? What is it that's keeping a constant reminder for you? What are you guys willing to do to make your life different? Because right now, I'm telling you, right now, you're at a door. You are at a door. Close your eyes. It's right in front of you. You have the opportunity to walk through this door and start really creating your reality. Start really putting your hands into your life and forming it. Or you can take the other door and you can continue to let somebody else design how your life is supposed to look and design what they think you should get and design and give you what they feel you're worth. Or you can shatter that. You can be done hearing it. You can say, I'm done. That's it. I've had enough. I'm ready to move. I'm ready to take my life back by any means necessary. I'm willing to hyper focus. I'm willing to laser board, right? Instead of a vision board, we're going to have a laser board. We don't want a vision board. You just want to see it. You want to laser focus on what you want. Get another board and put the one thing that you want in the middle of that board and don't put anything else on it. You want to draw attention to something, right? Get a big ass board and put one thing right in the middle. Whatever it is that you really want, the seed that you really want to grow. Is it becoming a real estate investor? Is it inspiring people? Is it connecting? I don't know what it is. I don't know what your true destination and true mission is. I only know what mine is. I know that the moment I I basically, when I was a personal trainer, I loved it. I loved effing with people. I mean, I got to tell you that honestly. And what I really loved was pushing our bodies past the point of not past, but to the point of just failure. And I mean, I would work out and create these crazy ass workouts where I'm like, all right, now we're going to bench and we're going to superset push ups in it and just do things that would destroy my partners and my chest so that I could laugh the next day at the fact that he couldn't lift up a pin because his chest hurt so bad. Jack our legs up so bad that we couldn't walk the next day. And we were laughing, trying, oh my God, you have the high speed wobbles where your legs are like, right? And that was awesome to me. But it was so hard to go and do that. Lift that weight was unbearable. But I was excited to do it. That's how you need to be about whatever that goal is that you want. Whatever it is, that you're excited to run into pain and feel the pain because you know what's going to happen tomorrow. You know that means you're growing. You know that means you're getting bigger. You're getting stronger. You're getting more effective. It means that you're now more capable of taking on problems. You're now more adjusted to handle situations. You have more experience to create solutions. Does this make sense? I mean, honestly, I got to tell you, this is probably my favorite webinar I've ever done because I really am and am combining like the last 12 weeks right now all into one. Just all the different things that we've learned, all the different little facets that I focused on. And we're all slamming them into right now. And what does that mean? It means living your life with solution or living a solution driven life. Solution driven, not problem driven, not question driven, not anything else, but solutions. And I know sometimes you're going to say, well, it's not fair because this and this. Again, I don't care what doesn't work. I don't care what's not working. I don't care what is unfair. I don't care what you are upset about. I don't care what isn't right. What I care about is how do we solve it? How do we move forward? What happened doesn't matter. As nasty, as negative, as ugly as it is, I don't care because it doesn't get me anywhere. What is it? Do you really want to pull me down into that negativity with you? Do you want me to be upset with you? Do you want me to go and beat somebody up? Do you want me to go and punch somebody? You know what I mean? Because that's typically what, oh, this is so unfair. This guy totally did this to me and did this to me and did this to me and did this and did this. And it's like, okay, now I feel myself getting like really pissed off. And now I want to focus a bunch of my energy on finding that guy. Don't know who he is, where he is, or anything, right? And now I'm wasting a crap load of time instead of, you know what? I had a result from a deal. It didn't go well. This is where I'm at. I've got this property. I'm in it this much. I owe this much money on it. What can I do at this point? What are my options? Because that's really what you need. You need options. You don't need anybody to sit there and put their arm around you. You don't need anybody to give you a hug. You need somebody to fix it. And I guess that's the difference between men and women. I think a lot is where when my wife tells me a problem, I think more it's about me listening to it and understanding it and empathizing with it. And the moment I start to hear a problem, I just want to fix it. And so then I get yelled at because I'm just not listening. And so I get that too. But at some point, it's just wasted energy. The information that you want to say is pointless. It really is. It's pointless. Not going to get you anywhere. And the sooner that you realize that information, the sooner you can move on too, right? Because how long do you want to be paddling the boat the wrong way? I mean, that sucks. When you realize that you've been paddling the wrong way for like an hour and you're like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. And now you got to turn around and you're like, bullshit, man. I can't even believe this. Right. And now you're like paddling hyper fast to make up for that hour. Like that's even possible, but it isn't. And then it isn't until you go, all right, well, okay, there's nothing I can do. I'm going to get pissed off about it, but the reality is it's my fault. And when you accept that and you go, it's my fault. Okay, so my immediate is what could I have done to prevent that? I mean, how do I prevent doing that in the future? Because I don't want to do that again. Like I really didn't like that. So how do I prevent that? Because that's what I want to focus on. But a lot of other people, they don't. They want to focus on what actually happened. This happened, and this happened, and this happened, and this. Shut up. Nobody cares. Nobody wants to hear. It sucks to say. But Pete, you care about people. You say that you care. You say you want to help. I do. And me listening to your problems is not me helping you. That's me encouraging your problems. I don't care about your problems. I don't want to give them any more energy. So I don't want to hear about them. All I want to hear about is what is positive and how can we leverage off of that? What's going right in your life? Let's leverage off of that. What are you doing right? Let's do more of that. Right? But that's not all the time what we want to do. Sometimes we just want to be upset. I want to be in a bad mood. I want to be upset. Have you guys ever had that time or been in a situation where you're thinking and you're like, you know what? Man, I'm in such a bad mood. Like, I'm going to piss that person off. Like, F them, man. I'm going to piss them off just so they can be in as piss off as a mood as I am. Right? Have you been there? Because I know I've been there. I know I've been there. I can get there pretty easy too. Have you ever been in a situation where you literally want bad things to happen so it cannot be your fault? Man, I hope I break my leg. Man, I hope this happens. I hope I'm late. I hope the traffic's horrible. I hope this happens. I hope this happens. I hope the internet doesn't work so that I don't have to step up, so that I don't have to fulfill, so that I don't have to be responsible for what the result is. Right? I've been there too. Those places suck. When you wake up at 3 o'clock in the morning sweating, going, how am I going to pay my bills? That sucks. When you literally have $10 in your account and you don't have a job, that sucks. When you are begging people to help you, that sucks. So use that pain to never end up there again. Use that. Don't envelop it. Don't become it. Don't become the poster child for sadness, because nobody's going to want to help you at that point. Again, you don't want pity. You don't want pity. You want help. But more than anything, what you really want that you don't know is you want to help other people. Because when you help other people, you're going to get fulfilled, you're going to get taken care of. Everything in your life is going to start working better when you focus on everybody else and stop focusing on you. Now, that's super easy to say, super easy. Super difficult to do, though, isn't it? It's challenging because I'm so focused on how am I going to get paid? How am I going to make money? How am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? And now you're saying that I'm supposed to go, how are you going to make money? How are you going to pay your rent? How are you going to pay your mortgage? How are you going to pay your car payment? And I'm going to be focused on helping them? Why? Because the help that you're going to need from people is going to be a help that people that you just pay will never do, and help that you could never ask somebody to do repeatedly. It's the kind of help that you can only get when people truly like who you are and offer it. They want to help. They want to see you succeed. That's the kind of person like Sean. When I said, you know what looks better when we do the guest, for instance, Sean does our calendar, okay? And on our calendar, he came up with a way, and I'm actually going to have to do this for Experts Corner, and I know this because of him. He came up with a way so that every day you can see that Monday through Friday there is our website, our radio show is on there with a link to click to it, okay? And it's there every single day. But the problem is there's different guests every day. So what he did was he created another post that he does. And this way, anytime we end up loading up the show and we've got a guest and Shannon sends it to him and then he puts them up on the board. And so we have two different things. And we're going to do that. I've got to do that, actually the same thing with Experts Corner, because we now have different guests that are always coming on Experts Corner, but it happens every Tuesday. And when I was talking to him about it, I started doing the posts for the radio show differently, and I started using colors and hyperlinks and everything. And I'm like, this really looks cool, but it takes like 10 extra minutes to do. And where that seems like, well, that's no big deal. It's just 10 minutes. Yeah, but it's 10 minutes every time you do it. So it is a big deal. And the reality is, Sean doesn't get paid to do any of this. So the reason he does it is because he cares about it. The reason he does it is because he's adapted that perfectionist. He is a perfectionist. The reason he does it is because he cares about the result. It isn't because he's getting paid. It isn't because somebody told him he had to do it. It's because he chose to do it because he wanted to do it. That's what you need to help you. If you think that you can walk around and tell people, well, you got to do this. Well, I've got a friend's daughter and a friend's son and my kids. I'm going to tell you right now, man, your kids, unless they care, they're not going to do it either right. They're going to go, yeah, I did it. And it's not going to be done. And you're going to constantly be having to go back and check what they did. And if you have to keep going back and checking what somebody did, that's not an effective helper, right? That's a pain in the ass. I can do it myself then. It's not worth the help. I don't need that kind of help. I don't need help that I have to constantly go back and go, are you doing it right? Are you doing it right? Are you doing it right? Because now that's taking my focus away. We need help that lets us expand, lets us grow. That's the kind of help that you want to be and that you're going to need. But this world is not a world that goes, okay, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and do it for you, and then we'll see if you do it back for me. That's not what people think. So that means you, if that's really what you want, then you have to take that first step. You have to step out and start just being helpful to everybody and not going, okay, well, when am I going to get paid back? When is this going to come back to me? Because life doesn't work like that. And the real jacked up part, and I love this from Tony Robbins, is that good work gets no results. Excellent work gets no results or gets good results. It's not until you go outstanding, that little bit extra, going a little bit extra above and beyond outstanding, that you end up getting all the rewards. Because isn't that really how it works, right? The 1%. Well, there's only handful of actors that make it. There's only a handful of this. There's only a handful of that, right? Those are the people that stuck it out. Those are the people that saw the 20-year plan, that took that journey seriously and hyper focused. They're the people that didn't let anything get in their way consistently. Not for a week, not for a day, but consistently didn't let things get in their way. So for you, my question is, what has changed today? What changed today for you? You're listening. If you're listening on a podcast, text me or not text me, write me on Facebook. Let me know what changed for you during this seminar or during this webinar. And this, by the way, my God, man, this is so long. I'm so sorry, but nobody's even complaining. So that's pretty awesome. I want to know for you guys, what has changed for you during this webinar? Because I know that something has connected with you. I've gone over so many different types of strategies, so many different types of tools, techniques. What is the thing that connected with you the most, that you went, oh my God, I get it? What is the thing that you went, oh my gosh, okay, now I understand this better? What metaphor worked? I need some feedback from you guys. So I would really love it. And I know, again, I've got my guys on here. There's a lot of you guys that are regulars. So I'm expecting answers from you. Don't think that I'm going, oh, well, I'm sure Daniel's not going to. No, I'm expecting answers from all of you. I expect that. You guys expected me to be on here at 6, and I'm sure you expected me to go longer than an hour. So I expect you guys to write me back. I expect you guys to do the little things that I'm asking, because I'm not asking you to do anything that's abnormal. I'm not asking you to do anything that I don't do, that I haven't been doing, and that isn't providing amazing results for me. For me. So why wouldn't you take the advice and take the information that I'm giving you and use it? You want to be in a different spot. I guarantee you start using the techniques that I'm talking about, you're going to get to a different spot. You're going to be, that's all you're going to be singing. You're going to be running around everywhere. Just all you're going to be doing is running around going, and the reason is this.
Winning is not a sometime thing. It's an all the time thing. You don't win once in a while, and you don't do things right once in a while. You do them right all the time. Winning is a habit.
All right. Winning is a habit, isn't it? And everything else is going to be too. So here are the keys. The questions are the keys. That's the book that I'm currently writing. I'm at about chapter 9 at this point. It's just taking a lot longer than I thought it would. And the reality is, I didn't hit the goal I had of having it done on the 1st of January. I didn't hit the goal I had of having it done by the end of February. And I'm probably, well, no, I'm not going to say that. I may not hit being done by the end of April, but I'm not going to stop setting goals, and I'm not going to keep moving forward. Wait, I'm not going to stop making goals, and I'm not going to stop moving forward. That's what I meant. I'm not going to stop moving forward, right? Even though I'm not hitting my goal, it doesn't mean that I give up on it. I'm not just going, all right, well, that's it, and just walking away. I'm done. I didn't hit the goal, so I'm done. No, man. I didn't hit the goal, so I'm going to keep going. And I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to keep going until it's done. This is going to be as amazing as I thought the first book was. When I'm done writing this book, it's going to be even better. It's going to be even more amazing because it's taken that much longer, because there was more pain involved. There was more sacrifice involved. Does that make sense? So questions are the key. That's the current book. As we go through this, the first things we talked about were communication, and then the difference between verbal and nonverbal, right? And you can go back through all of the podcasts. All you got to do is go to Journey to Success, and you can just start looking back through the different podcasts, and you can find any of these. Understanding your situation, creating willpower with opportunity, or I'm sorry, creating willpower and opportunity from pain. We've talked about that, right? I mean, we talked about a lot of this different stuff. Understanding your situation. You've got to know where you are. You've got to know where you are. All right. Going through still. Then we've got chapter 6, the impact of words. Understanding what words you use, how they influence your mind, how they either help you or hold you back. And the reality is, you want everything to take you forward. You want a safe way to move forward. This is it. Change the words you use. You're going to get farther faster. Chapter 7, the mindset of opportunity. You've got to be looking for the opportunities. You've got to be looking for the bright light. If all you're doing is looking for the issues, looking for the problems, looking for the challenges, you're going to be stepping over $100 bills to find a dollar down the street. That's what's going to happen. And that's not what you want to do. So stop it. How to communicate with others effectively. We talked about that, about perception, about, again, the words that you use, and about intent, understanding what you want, knowing the outcome of the conversation, knowing the outcome of the negotiation, right? Knowing where you want to be, clarity. And I think that's even here. Chapter 9, how to create urgency. All right. Again, how to create urgency. How are we going to do that? How do you create urgency in your life? It's going to be about applying pain, having the right information, and creating the right leverage points. You want to change your life, start creating leverage. You don't like where you are? Really create more discomfort. Create more. It'll change where you are, I guarantee. If you didn't like where you lived and you went and broke every window in your neighbor's house on each side and spray painted their cars, I'm pretty sure you're going to be unwelcome in that neighborhood. You're probably going to not want to live there anymore, right? You created enough discomfort. Now, I'm not saying you have to go to that extreme, but that's my point. That if you really want to change, there's ways to do it. So make it happen. Create urgency in your life. And then we come to chapter 10, right? Which is living a solution driven life. Now, the first thing is a conscious depiction of what you want your life to look like. I told you in the beginning, I wanted you guys to write today, tomorrow. I want you guys to write a page of your perfect day. I want you to create a conscious depiction. The more real it is, the better. Smells, taste, the way it felt. Was it warm? Was it cold? How do you feel? What are the thoughts going through your mind? How does your partner feel? Spouse, whatever. Your kids, right? What are they doing? Where do you go? What do you eat? How much do you eat? What does it taste like? What is the environment like? Get detail oriented. Make it happen. And I'll tell you what, I'll even take you through a cool little, well, I don't even think we're going to have time. Next, on Sunday, I'll take you through one again. But turning shoulds into musts. Look, that's mindset, right? You need to, every time you think should, you've got to change that to must. You've got to live a solution-based life. You know what you should do. Now you need to do it. You must do it. You've got to create musts in your life. Do you understand what I mean? You've got to create that. You need to right now, right now. You must create those. All right. And then last but not least, look, excuses, those need to go away. And I mean every excuse. And before you say, yeah, but not like I got it, that one too. All of them. Create whatever you want to do, make it a clear goal. Clarity is power. And I want you to drive towards that thing like there's no tomorrow, moving everything that's in your path out of the way. Don't let anything get in the way. Don't let anything get in the way. I hope I'm making myself clear because I really, really mean it. Don't let anything get in the way. Make your life happen. You can do it. You have all the tools. We talked about them tonight. Start implementing the tools that we talked about. I know this one went long, but it's great information and it's stuff that you need to know. None of this was fluff, not any part of this. It was all actionable information. So the question now becomes, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? What are you going to do tomorrow? Here's some things that you can do. You can check out our calendar. All right. We have the webinars too. Sign up for our webinars. Get involved. If you haven't checked out the SEO one, make sure you listen to it because I'm telling you right now, your branding matters. All right. It matters. And these are different things that you can do. I think there's like 3 or 4 actionable tips in there that you can literally do right now to make yourself more effective, better, easier found, all that stuff. Okay. Also, the credit one is on there. And then next week, we're going to have the cash flow webinar. And I've got to find out where that is, what that link is. I thought I had it. I thought it was cash flow, c2crea.com/cash flow, but it might not be. I'll actually put that up, but it's the one with Jeremy Roll in it. So I want to make sure that you guys get into that one because it's going to be awesome. All right, podcast though, you saw that. You can go and check out all of our podcasts. Message line, you can call in and leave a message. There's our live line. So if you're ever listening Monday through Friday, 10 to 11 a.m. Pacific, you can call into that line and you can actually ask any question you want live. And I would love it if you guys asked a couple of questions tonight on the message line that we could actually play tomorrow if you don't have time to call in. And tomorrow, I don't know who our guest is tomorrow. I should know that too. But I don't. But if we went on calendar, watch this. See, this is pretty cool. So we go here. Let's go on to calendar real fast. And we can find out who is going to be. So here's today. So tomorrow is Dr. Mauricio Wilson, PhD, talking about tax liens. So if you have questions on tax liens or anything like that, call in and ask. If you have any questions on mindset, call in and ask. But this is how easy it is to see who's going to be on the show. Read a little. Oh, look at that. We can even watch something if we wanted to. I don't know if you guys are going to be. Wow, she sounds like that was crazy, right? Like a robot. Wah, 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 wah. Anyways, you can check that out though and find out about what we're going to be talking about. That'd be cool. Right? Is she wearing a She is. She's wearing a stethoscope. That's crazy. Okay. So you can find that information out. That's pretty cool though, right? And Sean did this. See, that's what I'm talking about. Everybody, let's give it up for Sean. And not to be outdone, I want to also take you guys right here and show you what Mr. Christopher Cabacar did for us. Experts Corner, that logo right there is Mr. Christopher. He hooked that up for us, turned it into a PNG for me and everything else. And so I wanted to give him a shout out and say thank you very much. I appreciate that. Here's my first book. You guys can download it. Super easy. You click on that, it pops this up, enter the information, and it emails it to you. It's that simple. I mean, seriously, right? I don't know how much easier I can make this. All right. So going through, connect with us. You can click that tab. It has all of the links. You can click play, like I said. There's our motivational video, our radio show of the day. And again, if I click up here, and go over, you can see that here's today's Taking Action and Focus. I interviewed the CEO of We Buy Houses. It was an awesome interview. And then right here, don't fear success. Go for it. That was today's motivational video. So again, everything you want is right here at your fingertips. Look at here. You've got our more from this category. What is this? Is our listen to our last webinars. So this is the webinar I did yesterday. This one's from last Thursday. And then this typically would be Journey to Success, but obviously we're doing that one right now. So tomorrow it'll be Journey to Success will be here. Experts Corner will move down, and the Bird Dog Call will move down, and they'll just keep rotating through there. And that's how cool that is. I mean, seriously, it's we've made it about as easy as we can. And then on this side, you have the Experts Corner, where it's just the Experts Corner and our different blogs. Here's our calendar where you can actually click on it, our goal program where you can enter your information, and then our locations where you can actually click to sign up to some virtual chapters or our live chapters. So that was on the front of c2crea.com for all of you guys listening on the podcast and you're not seeing the video. The other thing that we are doing is the videos are all being kept now. Now, where you won't be able to see me like you guys can that are watching it live, everybody else that is watching just the video, I have the SlideShare program. I will put the YouTube video into the back of SlideShare. So if you guys connect with me on SlideShare, every week you'll be able to grab the SlideShare. Actually, and even more so, I put it onto YouTube, or not YouTube, on not Facebook, on our website. It'll go on there, and then like this is what I mean. When you go to, like if we go to last week's Journey to Success, and you go to all the podcasts like this, go to last week's or one of these, and when we go in here, you're going to see that SlideShare is also in the description. So you can actually listen to it. You go through the SlideShare, and then at the end, it has the video in it. It does have the video in it once you get to the end, though. And then you just play the video. So you can actually watch it, and that'll be there. It'll be in the SlideShare as well. So it's just, man, I'm excited about everything that we've got going on. I'm excited about the different opportunities that we have that we're providing. And at the end of the day, man, again, it's you guys getting engaged. Like, I don't know what else I can do to make things exciting for you. I don't know what else I can do to make things accessible. At the end of the day, it's got to be you wanting to make that thing happen. That's right. It's still a work in progress. Thank you, Chris. Living a solution driven life. That's right. And that's correct. That's right. My journey to success begins now. That's awesome, Christopher. Thank you for that. Okay, so going through my book, Assisted Living, you guys can always sign up. We have webinars on that all the time. We're going to be doing, I think, a training there in April or May again. This is not correct, so let me go past that. Our April in Atlanta event is coming up. If you guys have not seen the YouTube Hangout, I promise you, go check it out. It is worth it. And here again, hey, it is. If you want to see it, just click on that link right there on the front page. The space is limited. You click there, it'll take you right to this. Click play, and you're good to go, and you can watch that whole event happen. Again, I think video is much better than just audio. I think it gives you a lot more dynamics, and you're able to really kind of see what's happening instead of just hearing it. So trying to get to all of those different inputs, right? Here's our radio show. Check this stuff out. Again, the phone numbers, you got all that. You can also tweet your questions, and all you got to do is use the hashtag C2CREIA. So just tweet hashtag C2CREIA, and that will work as well. And we can see your questions. All right. With that, I think we're almost done here. Successful People Read. There is my book. You can also go to forceyourdreams.com to download it, or you can go right to c2crea.com and download it right off the front page. Whoa. And then last but not least, there is our logo for Go Make Something Happen. I love it. It's a banner. I love the whole, coat of arms, because that's really what we are. We're about building a brotherhood. We're about building a sisterhood, about building an army of people that really care about us, about each of us reaching the man. I can't talk anymore. I've got to end this. I am done. I keep thinking I'm saying something great, and I'm tripping over my words just because I'm just done. My throat is gone. I hope that I've given you guys, I feel like I've given you everything tonight, and then some. If you guys have any questions, please let me know here. Let me know anything that you guys need. I have read a notebook I have a notebook. This is Abel. I have a notebook where I write down my goals every morning and before I go to bed. If I can't commit to if you can't commit to writing your goals twice a day, you sure as hell aren't going to be able to have what it takes to actually achieve it. That's a great um man, see, this is what I'm talking about. I got to stop talking. I'm done. I can't even observation. That's a great observation. It is true. If you don't have the ability to write your goals down, you don't have the ability to make it important enough to you. There's no way that achieving them is going to come anywhere close to the top of your priority list. You need to make writing your goals a priority, period. Regardless if I do it, you need to do it. You've got to make your goals a priority. Now, I do it, but I'm just saying the other thing, that the reason I didn't want to say that I will do it so that everybody's looking to me, is that I don't want to base your success off of what I do. I don't want you to base I got to stop talking. I don't want you to base your success off of what I do and say, well, I would have made it, but Pete didn't write down his goals. You shouldn't, you need to not focus on that. Now, I'm going to do it because I said I would do it, but I want you to be aware of the fact that you need to be doing this because you need to be doing this. I already do it for myself. You need to do it for yourself. The reason we want everybody to tag everybody to do my journey to success is so that we can all support each other. And that's what's going to be important, because this is what I mean. When you go onto Facebook, right? If we do this and I go, okay, starting now, hashtag my journey to success. All right. Now I'm going to do this. And if somebody else on right now can go ahead and write a post and you can write whatever you want, right? Just, hey, Pete, what's up? I'm going to write my goals later, and then put hashtag my journey to success and post that right now. I know a few of you are on the internet, so both you guys can do that. And what you're going to see, I'm going to go ahead and like that. And when I click on this, look at that. It's going to take me right to all of the things. Now, look, I already did one today. Have you done your reps and I'm sorry, I didn't do that today. That was March 3rd. Have you done your reps and sets today? Right? Because that's something that we talked about before. So maybe this is what you do. You title it My Reps and Sets for, and then put the date, My Reps and Sets for Wednesday, March 3rd. And then you write down what your goals are because that's your reps and sets. You're making your mind stronger. So these are my reps and sets. Write them down. And then I want you to tag it, hashtag my journey to success. It's that simple. And as we all start doing it, everybody's um everybody's input and everybody's little tags, we're going to be able to see them all. And that will start getting inspiring for everybody. All right, guys, man, I'm done. I'm cashed out at this point. I'm so grateful for you guys being on. Whoop, excuse. There we go. I'm so grateful for you guys being on today, for being on tonight, dedicating this time. I know it's been a long time. What do you guys feel though? Were you guys excited about tonight? Was it worth being here? I mean, obviously, because all of you are still on. So I've got to assume that you found value out of this. My question is, I would love to know how much. You got to know at this point that I love having feedback. So please do me a favor and give me some feedback. Let me know if you thought it went too long, if you didn't like it, if you loved it, whatever it is that you feel, hit it up on Facebook and tag me in it. Let me know how tonight's journey to success affected you. That's the least you could do, right? I hope so. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. Thank you so much for being here for me, being here for you, and being here for our company, our group. See, my God, man, this is I'm I'm sorry. I am sorry that I've become stupid towards the end of this at 2.5 hours or 2 hours and 5 minutes in. Without you, there is no us because you guys definitely put the why in our success. So I want you guys to have a great day. Anything else that I could do? Very good as expected. Thank you very much, Mike. Thank you very much, Jonathan. Christopher, love it. Make sure you guys tag this, explain, invite people to this webinar. Help us grow. Let's get to 100 people on this every single time we do it. You know as well as I do that the more we have, the more people involved, the better we're going to do. I'm done. That's it. Guys, thank you so much. I've got to stop or I'll keep going into something else and we're done. Sunday is going to be here in no time. Let's do our goals till Sunday. I will see you guys later. Have a great night. I love you. We'll talk to you. God, never mind. Just go make something happen.